Alone and lonely, these are two very different concepts. One helps you to find yourself, while the other, it keeps you anchored to the difficulties and the challenges that you're facing. Being alone, that's empowering and it's beneficial. Where lonely is equivalent to being locked away in a cell. Welcome to another video episode of the Grief Empowerment Theory. This channel has been created to motivate people going through hard times and challenges related to some of the grief and the hardships they're facing. Those circumstances we experience provide necessary ingredients needed for growth and progress. Remember, don't focus on what's going wrong. Instead, shift your perspective to understand that those hardships, what they're doing is they're molding and they're making you stronger. Each and every day you endure them. Power is hidden in the challenges that you use to become a better and more resilient version of yourself. Be sure to subscribe to the Grief Empowerment Theory channel. Like this video and ring the bell to be one of the first to receive notification of new content. Leave a comment to show and help other like-minded individuals discover the restorative power of being alone. When you can become your own best friend, you're never truly alone anyway. Grief will lead you to believe that the concept of alone is similar to being lonely. Alone is actually empowering. It allows you to get away from the crowd and focus on the things that are actually important to you. That's the power and the benefit. Walking that path and finding yourself. That's what alone will help you to do. Now, on the other hand, lonely is one of the benefits of grief. Here's the one thing about the concepts of alone versus the concept of lonely. Alone will allow you to be absolutely happy with yourself. You don't need anyone else. Now, don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with community. We're humans. And the community connection is beneficial. That's not what I'm getting at. But what I'm saying is we have gotten to a point of feeling that if we're not around a group of people, we're not going to be happy. To a point where we're willing to sacrifice the way we are to fit into someone else's mold. That's truly lonely because you might not even like the way that you feel, or you might not like the way that those people make you feel. But in order to fit into the crowd, you'll comply, and inside, you will be so lonely. It's like going to a party, and instead of mingling with people, you just sit in the corner. You're just observing everyone else. You are okay with being in that crowd, but you don't feel confident enough to be able to intermingle. That's that feeling of lonely. Going back to alone. Alone gives you an opportunity to think, to look at situations. Now that you're alone and away from all the other talking heads, you just need the time to get away. The value of alone is just that. It gives you a minute to recharge. There comes a time where you need to be alone. You need that time to yourself. And like I said, in addition to taking that time to yourself, having some time to think, having some time to strategize, because you may need to present strategy in a certain situation. Instead of hearing everyone else's opinion, you can look at the circumstance and you can formulate your own plan. That's the value. Your grief will fool you into believing they're the same thing, because grief knows that alone gives you time to, like I said, plan, strategize, adjust yourself, recharge. All the things that grief does not want. It wants you to feel lonely. Don't allow it to fool you into believing that being alone and being lonely are the same thing. They're far from the same thing. The concept of alone, that's empowering. The concept of lonely, on the other hand, it allows you to become a prisoner. Understand and enjoy the times when you can be alone, because alone is an opportunity for empowerment. You want to make sure that you can use all of that negative energy, reroute it. Grief does not like when you go in alone and you look for a way to be able to use that negative energy to your advantage. The one thing I suggest to everyone that's managing any type of challenge, get away for a moment. Get by yourself. You can take a drive, take a walk. You don't have to be around a lot of people. You don't have to be around anyone. And it'll give you time to look at different aspects of yourself. You might discover that there's something about you, some gift that you had no idea that you even had. But now, having that time alone is giving you an opportunity to explore that gift and explore how you can use it. There is a true benefit of being alone, and it's a true detriment of being lonely. Don't let the root words fool you, and don't let grief lead you to believe that they're the same things. One is empowering. The other creates that anchor effect. It puts you into a mode of stagnation. I hope this video helps you to realize the differences between being alone and feeling lonely. I also hope you understand the power you can create by allowing yourself to enjoy the value of solitude. Subscribe to the Grief Empowerment Theory channel to become a member of a community of individuals constantly searching to find ways to transform their grief into fuel for progress and growth. Like this video and leave a comment to let the community know how these motivations are helping you to shift your mindset, to see the grief you're experiencing, and to discover a better version of yourself.